From the infinite reaches of the cosmos to the limitless power within you, welcome to Manifesting Cosmic Consciousness with Warren Russel. Every episode is a journey into higher awareness, universal wisdom, and the energy that connects us all. Prepare to expand your mind, elevate your spirit, and unlock your true potential. Now, here's your host, Warren Russel.
And thank you for being with Manifesting Consciousness and Cosmic Consciousness specifically. This is going to be a very unique program because we're going to kind of lead it off with Florence Sheen, who came to us, or this planet, in somewhere around 1871, and she stayed until about 1940. And she were very successful in manifesting a lot of money back in the day. She was multi-millionaire. I think she hit the lotto about 4 or 5 times. Wow. So that's nice. If I can hit one time, I'm good. But so we also have Tyler with us.
Hi, buddy.
And he's a what kind of fighting are you doing in Thailand?
Muay Thai.
Huh?
Muay Thai.
Muay Thai.
Yeah.
That's serious.
Oh, I love it, man. I started only this year. First of all, thanks so much for having me, Russ.
Of
I've
course.
heard amazing things about you, you know. But yeah, so I do Muay Thai just around the last year and a half or so.
Right.
Fighting over in Koh Samui. And I have a little herbal business, which...
we will talk about that.
Yeah. This it popped up just from the Muay Thai, but the Muay Thai is the main passion.
You love it.
Yeah.
That's your love. And of course, we got Sully Barnard.
He's my grandson.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding. I have to say
everybody
that.
knows Sally. She's been doing a program here for
nearly 4 years now.
Yeah, 4 years.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Okay, so we'll get into what Florence is saying, and then we come back for some questions.
Sure.
Is that all right? Okay, great. Okay, let's kick it off with Florence Sheen.
There is one thought that, once fully grasped, transforms everything you have ever believed about life, success, relationships, and your place in this world. This single realization has the power to shift you from victim to victor, from reactor to creator, from someone who begs life for scraps to someone who commands reality itself. You are about to discover the most profound truth ever revealed to humanity. A truth so simple that most people overlook it, yet so powerful that it holds the key to every miracle, every breakthrough, every transformation that has ever occurred in human history. The world you see around you is not separate from you. It is not happening to you. It is not some external force that controls your destiny while you struggle helplessly within its grip. The world is yourself pushed outward. Every person you encounter, every situation you face, every circumstance that surrounds you is a perfect reflection of your inner state of consciousness. This is the one thought that changes everything. You are not in the world is in you. Look around you right now. Every relationship in your life reflects back to you exactly what you believe about yourself. Every financial situation mirrors your inner sense of worth and abundance. Every challenge you face corresponds to an unresolved conflict within your own consciousness. The external world is nothing more than your inner world made visible, projected outward, like images from a cosmic movie projector. When you truly understand this principle, blame becomes impossible. Victimhood becomes obsolete. Powerlessness becomes a memory of who you used to be before you awaken to the truth of your divine nature. Your assumptions create the world you experience. Every assumption you hold about yourself, about others, about life itself, becomes the lens through which reality forms around you. If you assume you are unlucky, the world will provide endless evidence of your misfortune. If you assume you are beloved, love will find you in the most unexpected places. If you assume you are abundant, resources will flow to you as naturally as rivers flow to the sea. The ancient wisdom declares, as above, so below, as within, so without. Your outer world is a perfect photograph of your inner world. Every external condition is an internal assumption made manifest. Every person who enters your life is attracted by the magnetic pull of your consciousness. Every opportunity or obstacle appears in perfect response to your mental and emotional state. This is why changing your external circumstances without changing your internal consciousness is futile. You cannot build a mansion with blueprints for a shack. You cannot experience abundance with a consciousness of lack. You cannot attract loving relationships while harboring assumptions of unworthiness. The revolutionary truth is that you have been approaching life backwards. You have been trying to change the reflection instead of changing yourself. You have been attempting to rearrange the outer world while leaving your inner world untouched. You have been polishing the mirror while ignoring the image it reflects. But when you reverse this process, when you begin with changing your inner world, miracles become natural. When you transform your assumptions, your entire reality reshapes itself to match your new internal state. When you rebuild your consciousness, the world rebuilds itself around you. Jim Carrey understood this principle profoundly during his struggling years as a comedian. In 1985, when he was broke and unknown, he wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and post-dated it for Thanksgiving 1995. But this was more than positive thinking. Carrey lived from the assumption that he was already a successful actor worthy of that amount. He carried the check in his wallet, looked at it daily, and most importantly, he assumed the internal state of someone who had already achieved that level of success. By 1994, 1 year before his target date, he was offered exactly $10 million for his role in Dumb and Dumber. His external world had perfectly matched his internal assumption. His success came through understanding that assumptions backed by faith and sustained through consistency become the very experiences they describe. Carrey proved that when you live from your desired reality internally, the universe mobilizes all its resources to validate your assumptions externally. Align with this creative power and declare with absolute conviction, I am always under divine inspiration and create only perfect conditions in my life. The world is not fixed, reality is not permanent, circumstances are not carved in stone. Everything you see around you is fluid, malleable, responsive to the
Okay,
needs of
back here at the studio, I just wanted you to get an overview of what she's talking about and what she did when she was here on Earth, and she did magnificently well. She was born in a good family and went to college and universities in New York City, and then she broke away. She had a husband who supported her and her thinking and her manifesting everything, and they made millions and millions of dollars. Tyler, you were shaking your head. You know everything about this because of what you do. Tell us something.
Well, this year has just been a real turnaround for me. You know, I can tell you that about a year ago, I was running sales offices all over Europe.
Wow.
I was in a loveless marriage. I was miserable. You know, I was making and spending, 15, 20, 25K a month, but I was miserable the entire time. I felt like I was performing for people. I was filling a role that I didn't feel comfortable in. And all within about 1 month, I got a divorce. I moved to Japan to start training MMA. And right after that move, after about a month of kind of continuing on my way, feeling like I had the wind under my wings again, my ex-wife stole about $400,000, $500,000 in crypto from me, which was the entirety of my wealth.
Sure.
I didn't feel as if it was like a cursed moment. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. You know what I mean? I just felt as if it was a natural cleaning of the dirt from under my fingernails. And I had a choice. I had a choice to go back to Serbia, where my ex-wife was, and do my best, to get that back and dip myself back into that negative energy that I had escaped from, or to do what I had set out to do, which is to go and fight in Thailand, So I borrowed about $400 from my sister, who was lovely, by the way, and I started fighting for $200 a fight, and that whole time I was just excited for a new experience. I didn't feel like I had a weight on my shoulders. I really felt more free than I had ever felt, actually. I felt like I had something to build towards again. I didn't feel like I was just sitting around and waiting for this money to disappear. I felt like I was at the bottom of a new mountain, and I truly believe that because I saw it as a blessing, it grew into one over time, and
Absolutely.
I've only in that time, in this period of time, I've had about 6 fights now. I built the business from my sister's couch when I got back from Thailand, The only people I bump into now are people on my wavelength that I enjoy, that are looking to better themselves, are themselves swathed in positivity. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I know that comes from the inside. It doesn't come from the out.
All right, so you had to take yourself and remold yourself after a disappointment in life. And so you had to think differently.
Yeah.
So you understand exactly what she's talking about because you've done this. You've done that.
Absolutely.
So you're on your way to great, and we will talk about a recent addition to your development in terms of business, and I want to talk about it in a minute. But I want to bring Sally on. Sally?
Actually, my story, and I'm his grandma, is very similar but different situation, but I had the same thing happen to me. I came to this country with nothing.
Okay.
I had everything taken from me.
But you from the UK?
And from the UK, from England, and I had to start over, not knowing really what money even meant, but I knew I had none of it. So, I mean, I was, I guess, not who it taught me, and I wouldn't change a thing. About 40 years ago, I started out here with not knowing anyone in a strange country, but I had an inner strength that I didn't even know I had. And I started to meet people, and I got a working visa eventually, and from then onwards, I had amazing things happen. I mean, I can only say amazing things happened.
Well, look at you today. You got the book that you've written.
Yeah.
You have your radio show ongoing for the last 4 years.
And I learned so much, Russ, and that's the important part of it. I learned to appreciate, have gratitude, and with the synchronicity, even being here with Tyler right now, the synchronicity, we did not know what the show was going to be about, because usually your show is aliens, so I said it's going to be about aliens. This is synchronicity.
Well, you part alien.
Oh, yeah, that I know. That's what I thought. I actually thought that's what the show was. I was getting already. I was saying, Tyler, I don't know if you know, I mean, you know some of my stories, so that's good. But no, this was perfect, because I truly believe every word that was just written up on the screen.
So, human beings who are down and out, so to speak, they can pull themselves back based on the matter of thinking that they have. They develop their own self. You got to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
But give us just 10, 15 seconds, and we can go back to.
I think you said something that was so important just now. It comes from a belief, because, and I always say that on my show. If you don't have the belief, I'm going to say it doesn't work. But if you have the belief, it works, and you stay on that higher vibrational energy, which we talk about a lot. You attract from that higher vibrational. If you're on a lower vibration, you're attracting the lower vibration. So it's simple, really.
And Tyler now, he's attracting another big business.
He's a good example.
And he's excited about it. We're going to talk about that when we come back. Let's take a little bit more of Florence Sheen, and we come right back with what you're talking about.
Great.
What you're doing these days. Yeah.
Faith is not hoping for good things. Faith is assuming they are already yours. Faith is living from the end result, rather than focusing on current appearances. Faith is internal assumption made so real that external manifestation becomes inevitable. Every person who has ever achieved greatness understood this principle, whether consciously or unconsciously. They lived from assumptions of success before success appeared. They operated from feelings of abundance before abundance manifested. They assumed their worthiness before the world confirmed it. Consider the biblical account of Abraham, who assumed he would become the father of many nations when he was 100 years old and Sarah was barren. While others saw impossibility, Abraham's assumption was different. He did not see himself as an elderly man facing biological limitations. His internal assumption was that of one blessed by divine promise, destined for countless descendants. He lived from the assumption of abundance for decades before Isaac was born, calling those things which be not as though they were. The promise manifested because Abraham's consciousness had already accepted it as reality. Your consciousness is the only thing you need to change. Your assumptions are the only tools you need to master. Your inner world is the only kingdom you need to rule. When you become king or queen of your own consciousness, you automatically become ruler of your external experience. But here is the profound responsibility that comes with this understanding. You can no longer blame anyone or anything for your circumstances. You cannot point to external conditions as the source of your problems. You cannot make others responsible for your happiness or your misery. You must accept that you are the sole author of your experience. This responsibility is not a burden. It is the greatest liberation possible. When you realize that you create your reality through your assumptions, you discover that you have infinite power to recreate it. When you understand that the world is yourself pushed outward, you know that changing yourself changes everything. The person who treats you poorly is reflecting your assumption about your worth. The opportunities that pass you by mirror your belief in your own value. The love that flows to you matches your assumption of your lovability. The abundance that surrounds you corresponds to your internal sense of deserving. Take a moment right now to grasp the magnificent implications of this truth. If your external world is created by your internal assumptions, then you can change any circumstance by changing the assumption that created it. You can transform any relationship by transforming your assumption about yourself. You can alter any condition by altering your internal state. This is where I invite you to take a powerful step in claiming your creative power. In the comments below, write these words: Divine intelligence works through me to create my perfect world. Do not underestimate the significance of this declaration. When you write these words, you are announcing to the universe that you have awakened to your role as a divine co-creator. You are proclaiming that you accept responsibility for your creative partnership with infinite intelligence. You are stating that you are ready to consciously participate in creating your reality rather than unconsciously allowing it to unfold. Write it now and feel the shift in your consciousness as you claim your divine creative authority. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your assumptions. If you assume scarcity, you will experience limitation. If you assume abundance, you will experience overflow. If you assume rejection, you will encounter closed doors. If you assume acceptance, you will find welcome wherever you go. Your assumptions are not neutral thoughts floating through your mind. They are creative commands issued to the universe. Every assumption you hold is an order placed with reality. Every belief you maintain is an instruction given to life about what to deliver to your experience. Arnold Schwarzenegger exemplified this principle throughout his extraordinary journey. Born in rural Austria to a police chief father, he assumed 3 seemingly impossible realities: that he would become the world's greatest bodybuilder, a Hollywood movie star, and eventually governor of California. While others saw thick accent and unconventional background as limitations, Arnold operated from completely different assumptions. He lived...
Okay, back to the studio, talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger and what he did. I mean, that's a wonderful story about it. He even became governor of California for many years. He's still out there as a great actor, making about $50 to $60 million for each fight.
Mm-hmm.
You are now in that same arena. You were doing fighting. What encouraged you to start fighting, the Thai style?
Well, I started off with boxing originally, and English boxing, and I did about 2 or 3 years of training in that way, and I enjoyed it. But first of all, I realized that I'm not going to catch up to the guys who have been doing it since they were 8 years old. That's the first thing, you know. It's a very different type of sport, and when you're training with people who know what they're doing, the culture is just to beat the hell out of you in the gym, right? And it's more difficult to catch up with them, you know, and you only have one aspect that you can work on, it's the punching, right? When I got to Thailand, I went there for a business trip, actually, and while I was there, you know, I picked up I went for about a week somewhere, and I just realized how much more ritualistic, how much more creativity there was, how kind everybody was. The fact that when you're sparring with somebody, it's a lot of play. You know, you're making cute little noises, you're dancing. You know, when you hit someone, you make a boop, 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 boop. You do something like this, because that's how, you know, learning through play is how you really inspire growth. You know what I mean? If you're constantly afraid during training, there's no way that you can grow to your full potential.
So you were talking about a few minutes ago about the feeling, the excitement, the adrenaline, the system gets charged up when you're in front of 3,000, 4,000 people. Yeah. So you have something that duplicates that.
Yes.
That you just created.
Yes.
You created. Is that your formula?
So Tom Yum Yadom is it's a take on a 1,000-year-old tradition from Thailand, right? So Yadom means sniffing drug in Thai, right? That's been around forever. It was in it was in the royal courts, it was in the medicinal records, right? It's accepted as a national medicine in Thailand, but I personally don't make any medical claims because I don't want the FDA on my back.
Right.
But it's for grounding, it's for focus. I do have my personal blend. I have 8 blends, which I would say is 6 more blends or 5 more blends than any other company in Thailand has right now.
Wow.
And we are the first people to try and bring that mainstream to the U.S. market, right? And to gear it towards Western preferences. So my claim to fame is variety, the strength of the formula, and the longevity of it. So it'll last you about a year and a half or so.
Is that right?
Yeah,
You
whereas
customize it, right?
yeah, and I also have a custom blend page that I'm working on right now, which I'm very excited on. I kind of modeled it after the
So
Domino's
people who
make your
wanna-
own pizza.
So people who want to try this, how do they go to the website? or
Yeah, they
something?
can head over to www.tomyumyadomherbals.com. We're really picking up right now, actually. And it's really used for my biggest issue is identifying a niche, to be quite honest with you.
Right.
Because it's got so many uses. It's grounding, focus, clearing the airways. It's meditative. I have a client whose child is autistic, and he has a little bit of difficulty regulating his emotions. And it's completely safe to use for children. He's using it all the time. You know what I mean? He brings it to school. He's, I wouldn't say addicted, but it's a helpful tool for him to come back to himself. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
So there's another herbal medicine coming on the market then soon.
Absolutely.
Okay. Have you tried it?
Oh yes. Yeah.
That's why you're so bright and
Probably, yes.
energetic
Yeah,
today?
yeah. Well, I'm always, once I'm in the studio, for some reason, something happens to me. Yeah.
That's good.
But he's,
good.
the motivation he's got, just what we've been talking about. We did not know when we came in what this show
So
was
another
about. as I say.
entrepreneur in the family.
Yes,
You-
definitely.
Of course,
I will tell you in regards to what you said earlier, into what you showed us earlier, that when I came up with this idea, I told everybody in my gym. I live in the gym. It's like a 5x5 room. I love it. It's a very simple, Spartan
I see.
existence. And when I told my little gym family in Koh Samui that I was going to be selling these little guys, which were selling for maybe 35 baht, 50 baht each, which is 15 cents.
Right.
I told them I'm going to go to festivals. I'm going to sell these for $10 each. Right?
They
They all
were-
laughed. They all laughed at me. You know what I mean?
That's impossible.
They all laughed
Yeah.
at me. Now I'm selling for 20 online. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And obviously it's higher quality ingredients,
Yeah,
and I've improved
right.
it in so many different ways. But it's what you believe, man. It's what you believe. It's what you put out there. you
Okay,
know?
yeah, right.
And we were talking earlier about the manifestation.
Right.
And my example of that just recently. My friend who's a DJ.
Right.
When he called me today and he asked me, man, you've got a lot of experience performing in front of other people and, high pressure situations. And I'm just feeling really nervous because it's his first performance as a DJ at a festival. Right?
Wow.
And he's like, I'm just really nervous. I said, of course you're nervous. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it freaking beautiful, man?
The excitement.
How many people in this day and age get to feel true fear, fear of this looming event, this
Yeah.
looming challenge,
Yeah.
and then get to conquer it, with thousands of witnesses, right?
I'll go back to that.
Yeah, and then
The
to
first
sit
time
back and enjoy the experience of having fought that dragon and won. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's all about mindset.
Yeah, that happened to me when I first got on television.
Yeah?
First time at BAL TV 11 with Oprah back in the day.
Yeah.
And the first I was shaking, nervous.
Yeah.
I said, I can't make it. I can't make this. Boom. After I did the first one, the rest was all downhill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you get a little? Oh, I'm so sorry.
No,
Go
I
ahead,
was
dear.
going to say I had a very similar experience.
Oh,
My
you did?
show 4 years. Well, I had not done this 4 years ago.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I'd given workshops, but I'd never been live.
So more and more people
And I-
need to expand themselves, go out, do the podcast, do whatever, do
I think it's
speaking
believing in
engagement.
yourself and believing that we get help.
How do you begin to talk about believing in yourself? What materials would you have people to go to help them to have more confidence, self-esteem, self-image, to develop that? I say go read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, or The Magic of Thinking Big by Schwartz.
Oy.
The other book I will give people, The Science of Getting Rich by Waddles. He wrote that in 1908, before Napoleon Hill's book. So I'm just saying, you have to read, you have to study, you have to concentrate.
There's all these references out there that you can. First of all, I got to pick your brain later because I don't know any of those that you just mentioned.
Napoleon.
Napoleon, I know. Yeah. But I was just telling her, actually, there's a great. I showed her this. There's a movie called Ballad of Buster Scruggs on Netflix.
Oh, wow.
And it's a compilation of short films derived from short stories written by legendary American authors.
Okay.
And there's one short story in there from Jack London, who's my favorite author, called All Gold Canyon. And this is the story, a very short story about a prospector who, it's just the process of him finding the gold through trial and error, through through finding the proper soil, seeing, looking at the landscape, and the enjoyment of it is the process. You know what I mean? You have more fun watching him enjoy his work. You know what I mean? And enjoy the struggle, and fail and then try again and again and again. Then you do him finding the gold itself. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would recommend Self-Made by Madam J.C. Walker. That's a motion picture on Netflix now. It's about an hour. And she, in 1908, she took $1.50 and became a multi-millionaire.
Wow.
Without any education.
In 1908?
Oh, 1908, yeah.
Wow.
And she became a lot of, by the time she died, which was, she died about 1919, she was worth about 10, 15, 20 million dollars.
In those days.
In those days, real money,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
As did Andrew Carnegie and J.P. Morgan, Rockefeller, and all the
As you
people.
were saying before, we actually have the opportunity within us, because you were talking about the
Right,
DNA and everything. So
and lately, I think if they were to watch the founder, how Ray Kroc in 1952 found the McDonald boys and took it over, and he left his wife billions of dollars when he left.
Wow.
For being poor.
We all have the capability of doing this.
Or Colonel
we
Sanders,
just have to
really.
believe in ourselves.
Absolutely.
You're making me hungry, man.
So,
Making me
what would you tell people now that you're an entrepreneur? Now that you're fighting in front of thousands and thousands of people, and you had a little stumbled. You stumbled. You told me about your wife and all that. But now you're coming back, soon to be millionaire, billionaire.
Well, thank you.
So, what would you tell people to do? What would you say?
I would just tell people not to treat any feeling like the monster under the bed. That's what we do. We try to block out the negative, but the negative is like, it can be jet fuel. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing to realize. It's all a part of the same picture. You know what I mean? You can't leave out any of the colors in a picture, or it's incomplete.
Right.
So I saw that moment where my money disappeared as something biblical. You know what I mean? And it's turned out to be. But if I hadn't seen it that way, I could have gone the other way.
Sally, what would you say?
I think you said it all, and you've only got a few seconds, so I'm glad that you said.
What we got?
Again, and I'm going to say it again. If you believe in anything, actually, as long as you believe it, I honestly believe that you can manifest it. But you've got to believe you can manifest it.
Well, look what you've done.
Yeah,
you got your book. You got your show, and you're still doing things.
My art came
next step,
through.
Hollywood.
I'm a little getting too old for that, but that's okay. I'll leave that to Tyler.
Thanks, Tyler. Thanks, Sally, for being on the show. See you next week. Next time, same place, same station. Next week. Thank you very much for listening to Manifesting Cosmic Consciousness.
As our journey through the cosmos comes to a close, remember this: the universe is always responding to the energy you create. Continue to manifest with purpose, live with intention, and let your consciousness guide your path. Thank you for joining Manifesting Cosmic Consciousness with Warren Russell. Until next time, keep reaching for the stars and never stop exploring the infinite possibilities within.